this season. And you wonder just how many of those players will stay. This is a Mount Pleasant lineup. Shaquan Davis, after his howler in the Link Cup, retains his position. The former Heidel standout, Ladale Ritchie, the captain, ducks the disillusion. Kimani Campbell comes into the starting lineup at left back. O'Dane Murray, Sule McCalla, Demario Phillips from Dumble Holding, Ricardo Morris, Dwight Merrick, Kimoni Bailey, and Atafaroy Bygrave, who has been in good goal scoring form, coached by Theodore Whitmore. No Trevante Stewart, Ligier.
Yeah, there was out there leading marksman, 14 goals on the season, Trevante Stewart. But if there's any striker to replace him, it could well be Atafaroy Bygrave.
Bygrave with 3 goals in the league and a couple as well in the Link Cup. This is how the Chapelton Maroons will set up. They'll be playing a 4-3-3 formation. Plunkett between the sticks. Osana Ricketts, who has been playing pretty well. Jamari Howell, Evan Taylor, the quality midfielder. Ryan Smith comes in. Shane Watson at left back. Rich. Malik Stevens, the man from Trelawney. Javel Ellis comes into the starting lineup. Mark Lewis will play as a central striker, the talented man from William Knibb. And Aaron Elliott, the versatile player, so experienced. Closeth the Olive. So the full match highlights, and from start to finish it was a team in blue and white. Ricardo Morris coming forward into the wide area. Kimani Campbell, it was deflected out to Atafaroy Bygrave, and he made no mistake. After 16 minutes, Mount Pleasant were ahead. Bygrave with the instinctive finish, back into the business area from Plunkett. That was his error, but it was a quality delivery by Kimani Campbell, and Bygrave off the mark in this one, his 4th of the season. 1-0 Mount Pleasant. Then more errors at the back. Look at that from Evan Taylor. You just can't do that for someone so senior. Ricardo Morris, nice build-up play to Bailey. The flick from Atafaroy Bygrave. Oh, that was lovely. And then Dwight Merrick, well, he probably had the easiest job of all. Just to tap it into the back of the net. Lovely flick. And he couldn't miss from there, could he, Dwight Merrick? His 3rd of the season. And Mount Pleasant 2-0 to the good. 39th minute finish for Dwight Merrick. It would go to the half at 2-0. This one of the last opportunities of the first half. Malik Stevens with a strike. It was deflected off the back of Ricardo Morris and out for a corner. Shaquan Davis not taking any chances. And then on to the second half. And Mount Pleasant continued their press, and the Chapelton Maroons just couldn't manage it. Osana Ricketts here, this was a poor pass. It came to Kimoni Bailey, and when Bailey provided the pass to Ricardo Morris, it was a simple finish for the 31-year-old, adding his 6th of the season and the 3rd for Mount Pleasant in this performance. Evan Taylor looking to play a 1-2 with Ricketts, and it went all wrong for Ricketts. The finish though was well composed. Plunkett forced to commit, and Ricardo Morris just slipped it beyond him. 3-0, 51 minutes gone. Then this moment, another mistake at the back. Bailey again, another assist for him. 3 he had on the evening, and this was a nice pass to Bygrave. Look at the strength from Bygrave and the pace, and yeah, a quality finisher is Atafaroy Bygrave, and he just knew how to get it past Plunkett. Bailey had a really good game, some skill to go with it, and this was a nice pass. 2 former Dumble Holding players, and Bygrave as usual finding that far triangle for his 2nd finish of the game. And that made it 4. He had the celebration to go with it. Oh, the flips were back. That's a 10 out of 10 for Atafaroy Bygrave. We remember them from last season when he was a leading goal scorer with 13, and they have come back. He's enjoying his football, and Mount Pleasant were enjoying this fixture. Then Shandek James coming on as a substitute. He found Bygrave again. Good skill to cut in onto the left side, and then the finish with the left foot. The first hat-trick in his Premier League career. Atafaroy Bygrave, great skill, and the finish to the near post. Had Plunkett leaning the wrong way. It's a really quality finish from their number 50. And yeah, 4 turned 5, and then after 5 comes 6. Shanda James, great skill through the legs of Evan Taylor. It then came to Devonte Campbell, who had an earlier chance that he didn't convert, made no mistake this time, and opened his account for this season with a finish to the far corner. And Plunkett was seeing the ground pretty often and unable to do much about it. Campbell with his first 6 it was, and Mount Pleasant weren't finished yet. Shandy James with his second assist to Devontae Campbell. He didn't need a touch, but the one to finish. This time with the left boot from the angle into the far corner. 2 quality finishes for the Mount Pleasant number 7. And it completed a thorough beating of the Maroons, 7-0 after 90 minutes. The statistics one-sided, so as the scoreline. 27 shots, 13 on target for Mount Pleasant, 5 on target from 14 for the Maroons, but again, their woes in front of goal continues. And yeah, some 20 fouls between the two. 4 yellow cards shown by referee Alexi Perry. They had 5 corners, the Maroons, 3 to Mount Pleasant. Majority of the percentage in terms of possession for Mount Pleasant at 61%. And look at that scoreline. Mount Pleasant 7, the Chapelton Maroons 0. Let's hear from our man of the match. It's the hat-trick hero, Atafurai Bygrave, who is with Lee J.
Atafurai Bygrave, great performance. It was dominance all across the board. Before I ask about your performance, how do you feel about the team's performance on a whole?
Well, the team performance was a good performance. We go out there, follow the coach instruction. He says it's gonna be an easy game, but you know, we want the goals, so we just push forward.
You say we want the goals. You took a lot of them for yourself. A hat-trick for you here, your first Premier League hat-trick. How do you feel about your performance?
Well, I feel great about my performance. It's my first Premier League hat-trick, so I tell myself, so I want to push forward to get this hat-trick. And the coach told me, hey, it's gonna come, so just relax and keep your composure, and that I do.
But it wasn't even the goal scoring, you were adding assists, creativity as well. Is that something that you've always tried to incorporate into your game?
Well, we work in training day in, day out. They assist us to score my partner, Chivente Stewart, even though he missed this game and some issue with him and the coach, but yeah.
And thank you very much. Great performance. Best of luck for the rest of the season. We'll look forward to seeing you more.
Yeah, thank you.